Today I'm going to talk about the worst case of emotional abuse in history and name names. Not angrily, but in the name of truth and in the name of, healing my life, helping my life, and in the name of a better society.
John Myers has remarkably confronted the challenges of our time. Through his journey, John developed the philosophy that our goodness is strength. Together, we will change the world.
So I want to talk more about the worst case of emotional abuse in history. And I want to be specific today. And I begin, a lot of ways, and I want to be clear that those who haven't dealt with, or those who have dealt with a narcissistic or psychopathic attack on them, the world is just very different when things happen that are not logical, that are not rational. And so there can be skepticism about this story, but those who've experienced this kind of thing will start to see the threads of what's going on, and the world at large can learn a lot from it. So I want to talk specifically about my younger brother, David Nathan Myers, out at UCLA in California, because he developed. Now, why this is stunning is that I used to walk him to school in Scranton, Pennsylvania, kind of overlook him and, like big brother stuff at those times. I wasn't a perfect big brother. We'd have our wrestling matches and this kind of thing. But anyway, when he was in about fourth grade, I think my mother, Sandra, helped him to get to this point, but he utterly shut off with me and totally focused on academics, but did it in a way that he was just like closing down on me. That was his choice, whatever. So we went we had our life still in a familial sense, and there were no big issues. But around when he was graduating college, his early 20s, he just developed this fascination with attacking on me. And, he was in California, I'm in Massachusetts, we're 3,000 miles away. Our lives were separate. And in '88, when I go through a marital separation initially at the time, he comes in and starts out of nowhere and starts saying, John's nuts, John, something's wrong. And but he's not even connected to my life, but just with his rage and venom. And that's what, again, a point I want to distinguish is between, normal, not or ordinary, and narcissistic behavior. Because ordinary behavior, we all have our quirks, we're imperfect, we do this extreme narcissistic, and I'm not putting it all on him. I mean, it could be in group behavior. So I'm not saying he's a psychopath per se. I am saying the group behavior became psychopathic. And so he could take any flaw that you have, like if you cough the wrong way or this or that, and say, look, he's nuts, whatever. But just this venom and vengeance coming from him that first seriously materialized in 1988, and has gone on for 35 years since then. And another thing about emotional abuse in this situation is how one personality, or one or two, he and his wife, Nomi Stolzenberg, how a couple of people can get a whole group of people to turn on someone so randomly and so destructively. And, that's what's stunning about this, right? He might have had grains of truth to what he was saying. Did I ever bully him? Probably a few, we were kids growing up in Scranton. We'd wrestle, play basketball, football, and I was better at the time, whatever. There's childhood stuff. That's the whole thing about childhood is you're supposed to leave it behind, take the good lessons and go into adulthood, which people with, personality issues do not do. They have rages from childhood. So David adopts this rage and vengeance towards me and gets the whole group. He kind of connected with my ex-wife when we eventually did. I had these beautiful young children, and my ex-wife came up 11 years of custody, divorce, but fueled by David and his wife. Just vengefully coming at me. And I recently actually made a point to sit down with him, and he said, I said, did you talk with her? And, you know, she said, oh, yeah, we did. And I said, well, did you ever get my side of the story over 11 years? No, not once. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, it's indescribable, to use the word my daughter used in another setting, about the vengeance with which my own family came at me. And, you know, that's what we see in extreme narcissism and psychopathic behavior, is that there's just no reason. It's just vengeance. And that's why I'm saying to people, you know, that the work, finding purpose is the key thing, because what a psychopathic behavior and extreme narcissistic behavior is trying to do is tear you down. It's people who really are not standing on their own 2 feet emotionally. And so once your whole world can get stripped away if you're not strong enough, or even if you are strong enough, it gets stripped away somewhat, and you have to build yourself up. And that's what I'm saying for most of us good people. Purpose is the remedy. You know, it's the antidote. It's what we need, because you're going to, you know, people can get attacked in any number of ways these days. Things come out of the closet, and it's like, that's why when you have your purpose, and that's what I developed over the course of 20 years, who I am, and that's why I share with others now, and take a look at the website, you know, and want to teach people and do teach and shine a light for other people. You have to developing your purpose is such a key tool, because you can shake off this stuff, and you don't believe false things about you, and you forge ahead with work and commitment to getting things done in a wonderful way for the world, which is what the world needs now. So there you go. Thanks.